another video. So today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this tiny home community lot. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up in the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and there should be a link down below in the description as well if it's an easier way for you to download it through the online gallery. And yeah, so this idea is basically kind of just 3 tiny homes on one lot. Now the word tiny home is very kind of, you can take it in a lot of ways, because you know, some people see tiny homes as being like a 4x4 or 5x5 home, and then some people make them a little bit bigger. So mine's kind of like not as small as 5x5, but they're not like huge as well. It's just kind of in the middle. Now I know some people kind of would say this isn't really a tiny home, but I've seen a lot of people who kind of change up the idea of what a tiny home is sometimes, and not kind of stick to what everybody thinks it should be. So you may not think it's like a tiny home, but it is a small home. And there's 3 of them on this lot. And what I did was as well, is in the kind of back right corner, I think it is, I kind of put like a little communal area. So it's like a seating area there and a barbecue and stuff. So so it's kind of like some activities to do as well. And yeah, so we're just kind of working on the first home here. And what I think I did is that I built kind of like this full home without any jump cuts. So you can see this full home here being made from start to finish. Now I say I think because I actually built this on the 2nd of February. It's currently the 17th that I'm recording this voiceover on. So happy birthday, Tim's X. And actually, I don't really know when this is going up. I think it's going to be next week on the 20th, I think. So I think that's when it's going up. So I'm a few days ahead, but right now everybody's out the house, and you've probably heard me say this before, but I really prefer doing voiceovers when everybody's out the house, because if people are in, I'm kind of a little bit held back, I think, and a little bit quieter, because I feel like people are listening in. So I try to take the opportunity when I'm home alone to get as many voiceovers done as possible. So even though this is a few days ahead, it means I can do it without being restricted in a way, if that makes sense. So I'd rather do it like that. And yeah, so what I was going to say was as well is that since, you know, there's a lot of repetitive things in this build, the reason I kind of showed you the full footage of this first home is that on the, you know, the next 2 homes, I may not kind of show everything about it, because you've seen, you know, some of it, like the bathrooms. So I think you only see the bathrooms in this lot, and then I take out the footage for the other ones. And also the one that's next to this on this side of the road, it's exactly the same inside. I've just copied over the house and changed up the colour swatches. But then the green one on the other side of the road, that's a little bit different. And yeah, so as you can see here, it is pretty small, and that's why everything's kind of in one room, just with the bed, you know, next to the living room area. So these are kind of just for, like, you know, a single sim, I would say. But saying that, it is a pretty decently sized place, so if people want to come over as well, there's still space for that. A nice big TV and bathroom as well, and of course the kitchen area. And then on the outside, they do actually have a pretty decently sized porchway too. So you can see this one here, and there's also one on the second house, and the third house even has a porchway with a little seating area too, so that's great. And we're just doing a little bit of landscaping. Didn't really go too crazy with it, but I did do a little bit there, as you can see. And again, it's, you know, just like what I normally do for landscaping. I don't know, what I kind of have some mixed opinions about landscaping, and that people think I kind of do the same thing over and over again, and then sometimes I kind of feel like I've done it a little bit differently. But landscaping is one of those things where I kind of never really know how to kind of really make it different each time. They always kind of have a similar sort of thing, where I kind of start off with those low-lying yellow flower plants on the bottom, and then I kind of build up with the bigger plants and, you know, the colour ones. So that's kind of how I do it, but I'm going to try and find a way to maybe do things a little bit differently, but you know, the classic way is kind of how I like to do it. And yes, so we're just working on the third house here. So as you can see, I didn't even show you any of the footage for the second house, I don't think. But you can pretty much, you're not missing out on anything though, because it's exactly the same. Like, I just copied and pasted it over. Now, what I did do differently though is change up the colour swatches to like a blue interior, which I don't really know what I think about, actually. Kind of looking back at it, it's like, maybe I should have chosen a different colour, but I kind of like how it's like, you know, it doesn't really matter. It looks nice, but it's just, I think it's because I don't normally go for blue interiors. That's probably why I'm thinking that, just because it's something I'm not used to. But there are screenshots of, screenshots of it at the end though, even though I didn't include it in the footage, there is still screenshots of it all. And yeah, so this is the last house here, as you can see. I'm just working on that now, and I did actually go for these windows from Get Famous. Now, I haven't really used those that much, because I feel like the windows from Get Famous are a very particular style that doesn't really work anywhere else apart from Del Sol Valley, in my opinion. Now, I know I've seen like loads of people do builds using those, you know, windows in different worlds and stuff, but I just mean, me personally, I never never seems to look right in my builds when I use those windows in different worlds, so I just decided to go ahead and try it today and see what it looked like, and I think it actually worked out pretty nicely. So that's what we're using in the build here as well. So again, we're just going back to this blue house to finish off a little bit of landscaping with it as well, and there's no kind of like garages with this build, even though I've put like sort of, you know, like cars in the road, so just imagine that those are kind of like parked on the side of the road, I imagine. And well, what you could do, if you're not like bothered about the communal area that's at the back, you could maybe change that into like a shared garage, because I know in real life some places have like the houses like attached to each other, or just like a little section of like a couple of houses, and then they kind of have the garages attached, so it's kind of like a terraced row of garages on the opposite side of where the houses are. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you live in the UK, you've probably seen it before. I don't know about elsewhere in the world, but I've seen it a few times in the UK. And yeah, so I'm just working on the interior of the third house here, as you can see, and this is a different shape, so the floor plan is a little bit different. Now I kind of did this kitchen here, and it is a really nicely sized kitchen actually, but there wasn't really any space for like a living room, so I kind of did like, you know, there is seating areas, but I kind of made this into like a one without a TV, I think. So I did actually just go ahead and put a computer in a desk like that, and a bigger desk. So as you saw there, I was going to try and put a TV, but there wasn't really the space for it. So what you could do is, if you'd rather have the TV and like a living room area rather than this kind of bigger desk area, then what you could do is maybe, well, you might not have to take the island counters out, but maybe if you want to put like a sofa in, then maybe you could do that by taking the island counters out, put a sofa there instead, and then where the computer is, just change that out for a TV stand and a TV. So that's another option there if you'd rather have that. And also let me know if you kind of have like what you would use this build for, because I know like it is really nice to do these type of builds, like these community lots and stuff. Well, not a community lot, but like a village type of thing. Now they are really good to do and stuff, and just something different to do. But I know they aren't really the most practical things. So I know a few people have used, like, you know, the ones I've done before, like the other type of village homes I've done. So if you have any kind of ideas of what you would use this build for, because it's not really like a single family that can live here, because of, well, I mean they could, but it's just like, you know, how it works in the game with that sort of thing. So it'll be really interesting to kind of hear how you choose this build. And yes, so I'm going to go ahead and leave this voiceover here. I really hope you enjoyed. In the comment section down below, let me know about what you thought of it. If you have any more suggestions for builds or anything else you want to see next, that'd be really helpful to hear. You can go ahead and download this from the gallery. My origin ID is Real Thomas TV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.